#1 last night. But for her rookie season, she's only making $76,000. I say only, but that's just in comparison to other NBA players.
So she's going to be a multi-millionaire.
Caitlyn Clark just changed women's basketball forever, but the WNBA barely noticed. Imagine being a rookie, fresh out of college, and instantly turning arenas into sold-out events, selling merchandise like hotcakes, and attracting TV audiences bigger than some NBA games. And yet she's still on a contract that pays her $76,000 a year. Yes, $76,000. That's not a typo. For comparison, many NBA rookies earn deals worth tens of millions before even playing their first professional game. Clark, meanwhile, is essentially the WNBA's golden goose, the league's walking stimulus package, and the numbers she generates are impossible to ignore. Her rookie season was nothing short of a sensation. Ticket sales, merchandise, and TV ratings reveal a story the WNBA may not want to admit. Caitlyn Clark is more than just a player. She's a phenomenon. The cheapest ticket to the Indiana Fever home opener sold for $271. More than 29 of the 30 NBA teams' home opener lowest priced tickets. That's right, a WNBA rookie drew more attention and created more revenue than most NBA superstars. Fans across the country, and now globally, tuned in to watch her every move. Clark didn't just play basketball, she turned every game into a must-see event. And yet the league's rookie contract system kept her locked at $76,000. The economic impact of Clark's debut season is staggering. Reports estimate she contributed roughly $36 million in additional revenue to the city of Indianapolis alone. Restaurants, hotels, and local businesses thrived whenever she played. She was essentially a one-woman economic engine. And for all of that, what does she take home? A fraction of what her performance and influence are worth. The WNBA may be polite about it, but the truth is clear. They're underpaying the person responsible for keeping the league alive and thriving. To put it in perspective, her rookie contract totals around $338,500 over 4 years. That may sound impressive at first, but let's be honest. The numbers are laughable compared to NBA rookies, who often land deals worth tens of millions up front. LeBron James, for example, creates more in commercial value during a blink than most WNBA rookies. Earning an entire season, Clark's influence goes far beyond statistics. She's single-handedly drawing crowds, inspiring a new generation of athletes, and creating cultural buzz that no other player comes close to matching. And yet some critics still try to downplay her impact. Fans were furious when details of her contract and influence came to light. Social media exploded with reactions ranging from disbelief to sarcasm. Comments like, "Clark is the reason his league is still afloat," and "How does she not have her own private jet by now?" all flooded Twitter. Some tried to argue that the league should focus on collective growth rather than rewarding a single player. But anyone paying attention knows the reality. Without Clark, ticket sales plummet, merchandise profits evaporate, and TV ratings drop. She's not just a player, she's a game changer. TV ratings tell the story even more vividly. Clark's college games drew audiences of 19 million, surpassing some NBA championship matchups. Her performances create national events. Logo threes, impossible passes, clutch plays. The kind of basketball moments that make headlines and dominate. Highlight reels. And yet the WNBA maintains the same salary structure, ignoring the undeniable truth. Clark's talent and influence have redefined the league. Critics may scoff, but the numbers don't lie. Clark's impact extends far beyond the core. Her influence has brought confidence and swagger back to women's basketball. Young girls now see role models they can relate to. Brands are clamoring to sponsor her, and fans, new and old, are tuning in like never before. The league's reluctance to properly compensate her doesn't just hurt Clark. It's a risk to the WNBA's entire future. Without her, the buzz, the attention, and the revenue simply wouldn't exist. And yet, the league continues to rely on antiquated rookie contracts, ignoring the business reality of its most marketable star. Even other players like Angel Reese, who have tried to claim equal credit for increasing the league's popularity, can't match Clark's numbers. While the sentiment of inclusivity is admirable, the cold truth remains. Clark is the driving force behind the WNBA's recent success, and anyone who argues otherwise is missing the bigger picture. She isn't just breaking records, she's rewriting what it means to be a superstar in women's sports. Despite critics, Clark consistently delivers. Whether it's spacing the floor, executing tough buckets, or rallying her team in clutch moments, she proves that her value is immeasurable. She has a high basketball IQ, reads the game like few others, and elevates everyone around her. Fans notice, analysts notice, and the numbers prove it. Yet the WNBA maintains silence, sticking with a salary system that doesn't reflect her contribution. Caitlyn Clark is more than just a player. She's a cultural force. The arenas are full, TV ratings soar, and merchandise sales skyrocket whenever she steps on the court. And while the league celebrates incremental growth, it risks alienating the very person who could carry it into a new era. Fans are pleading with the WNBA to adjust pay structures, but so far, nothing has changed. Without Clark, the league would face a devastating reality check. She's not replaceable, and the world knows it. Her influence is felt globally. The attention she brings has elevated the WNBA's profile, proving that women's basketball can compete with and sometimes surpass the NBA in cultural relevance. And yet the league continues to adhere to rules that feel increasingly out of touch. Clark's celebrity power, her ability to turn games into national events, and her economic impact demand recognition and action. Critics may attempt to minimize her role, claiming that focusing on one player doesn't help the league long term. But the reality is stark. Clark is doing what no other player can. She's turning basketball into a must-see spectacle. Jerseys fly off shelves, arenas sell out, and young athletes are inspired to follow in her footsteps. Ignoring that is not just poor management, it's bad business. Even with all the attention, Clark has not compromised her focus. Her priorities remain on the court, preparing for the season and performing at the highest level. She could pursue other leagues or opportunities that reward her properly, but for now, she continues to deliver for the WNBA. The question remains whether the league will finally step up to meet her value or risk losing everything she's built. Clark's story is more than a salary dispute. It's a lesson in recognizing true value. One rookie, making a fraction of what she earns in endorsements, created tens of millions in revenue, sold out arenas, and attracted record-breaking viewership. The fans are aware, and they're not staying silent. Social media is buzzing, and the message is clear. The league needs to acknowledge Clark's impact. As the WNBA gears up for another season, one thing is certain: Caitlyn Clark will continue to dominate. Her skills, charisma, and influence are undeniable. But the league's response, or lack thereof, will determine whether she stays or takes her talents elsewhere. Without Clark, the league risks a drop in everything from revenue to relevance. She doesn't just play basketball, she changes the game. The takeaway is simple. The WNBA must recognize its most valuable player. Caitlyn Clark isn't just a rookie, she's a phenomenon, a revenue engine, and a cultural icon. Treating her like just another player is no longer an option. Fans, analysts, and the basketball world are watching closely. If the league doesn't adjust, it won't just lose Clark. It will lose the momentum she has created, the excitement she brings, and the future of women's basketball itself. So, what's next? Will the WNBA finally reward Clark for her impact, or will it risk letting her talent slip away to other opportunities? One thing is certain, the league's golden. Goose isn't going anywhere quietly. And whether they act now or later, the world will remember the season Caitlyn Clark turned the WNBA into a national spectacle, proving that true talent and true influence can't be ignored. Comment below what you think will happen next. And if you want more inside stories on the biggest controversies and breakthroughs in sports, hit that subscribe button, ring the bell, and stay tuned. Because with Caitlyn Clark in the mix, the WNBA is never boring, and the story is far from over. But what happens when a league fails to recognize the player who's essentially carrying it? Caitlyn Clark isn't just a statistic on a scoreboard. She's a movement. Every time she steps on the court, she draws eyes, sells tickets, and boosts merchandise like no one else. Yet the WNBA continues to stick to outdated contracts that barely scratch the surface of her true value. Fans are noticing, and the frustration is real. Social media is flooded with comments like, "She's making the league money they can't even imagine," and they still treat her like a rookie. Clark's impact isn't temporary, it's transformative. She's redefining what it means to be a superstar in women's sports. Young girls who once thought professional basketball was unattainable now dream of following in her footsteps. Brands are lining up to sponsor her, and the TV numbers speak for themselves. Her college games outperformed NBA matchups, proving that women's basketball, when led by a talent like Clark, can dominate the spotlight. And yet some in the WNBA still resist change. Critics argue that focusing too much on one player could overshadow others. But here's the truth. Clark isn't overshadowing anyone. She's elevating the entire league.